Welcome once again to your update from the city of New Hope. The mayor joins us once again to tell us what's new in the city and what might be coming up. Welcome, Mayor Hemken. How are you today?
Well, I'm just fine. It's a little warm here, but that's okay.
Yes, a little toasty out. We've got some activities that might cool you off or get you thinking about fall. Let's start with a great honor to a local senator. Tell us a little bit about the honor for Senator Ann Rest.
Well, I got something in the mail from the League of Minnesota Cities indicating that Ann was going to be given the Legislator of Distinction Award in 2023 because of her strong advocacy for local government and also the public service money awards that she advocated for us. So we appreciate everything Ann does for not only the city of New Hope, but all of her constituents in this area. So congrats to Ann.
Definitely. Let's move on to the Rave Awards. We have been talking about this contest, and you recently honored a great looking group for some great looking homes.
Oh, they were just beautiful. There were 7 awards given, and all of them were there at the meeting to get those awards. So there'll be a picture of not only the awards given, but of the properties that got the awards. It's always so exciting when that happens.
Congratulations to all of those families and homeowners. Let's talk about that golf course right behind you there. It's going to be busy coming up in September for an annual golf tournament that's continuing to roll on.
Well, this is the 26th annual with the Chamber of Commerce. And we do this every year. It's always sold out, and it's sold out again this year. So that'll be on the 22nd of September. Pretty much we take over the whole course for most of the day. So you won't be able to golf that day, but just want to mention that that's a really good event. And we get half of the proceeds back into New Hope. The other half goes to the chamber. And those proceeds go to a variety of different places in New Hope. So it's always fun.
That's right. Sign up in golf, and let's hope the temperature drops about 50 to 20 degrees to make it a little more comfortable out there for the golfers.
I hope so.
All right, to Scatter Site Housing, give you some updates here. 4965 Winnetka, a property that's getting a lot of attention right now. What's the latest update?
Well, we signed the demolition contract with them, and there's a lot of stuff that has to be done before, like moving the wires and sealing the wells and all that stuff. So that's all been done. We've been talking with Excel Energy to make sure that the scope of work is where it should be. So the next thing they'll do is they'll remove all the appliances on the 7th of September. And then West Metro's going in and doing some non-destructive training in there. And then on October 7th, they'll do a live burn. They're very well contained. If it happens to rain that day, they'll do it on the 14th. And after that's done, then they'll do a final burn to burn everything that's capable of being burnt. And then the demolition team will come in and remove all the stuff. So after that's all done, then they'll actually start excavating. So this is a long, slow process, but it's going to probably be spring before you see anything being done there.
All right, let's go to 5306 Rhode Island. Some great news about this property.
Well, that was supposed to close on the 1st of September. I did not get a notice that it didn't close, so I'm assuming that it did. So we're going to have some new neighbors there at 5306 Rhode Island.
Next one is 5802 Boone. We've been watching this property, and a lot of activity has happened there. Now things may be slowing down a little bit as things take some time.
Well, we sold the lot to Grapevine Homes. That closing, though, is going to take place in the next 120 days. They asked for that to be extended a bit. So what I understand is they're looking at putting a split entry home there. That'll probably start in the spring, and then it'll be completed by the fall of 2024.
Fantastic. Let's continue on in community development. They are very involved with the business community. They have a big date coming up with a special guest that's going to be at City Hall.
Well, that's the 6th of September at 2 o'clock at City Hall. And it's somebody's coming in from the Center for Energy and Environment. This is open to the public. It's Crystal and New Hope's business networking group combined. So I would expect that there'll be a lot of business people there to get some information on energy conservation, but it's also very interesting for residents to be there too, if they can.
If you need to find out more information, go to the city's website, again, newhopemn.gov. To the police department we go, an update, and this is a topic that's been touched on in many cities across Minnesota, the school resource officers. And I understand the police department staff recently had a meeting about that. What is the latest?
Well, there's been a lot of meetings about that. So the latest thing is our police chief, along with his staff and our city manager, have decided they're going to leave our resource officers in Cooper High School and look at it on a day-to-day basis. If we think our officers are in any danger, we'll pull them, of course. But we just wanted to do let's try it and see how long we could do this, and if it seems to work there. So um, they're staying. I think that's the right decision to make, and we're gonna look at it on a regular basis.
Another update from the police department. They're always trying to help residents out. And here's a neat way they're helping out through defensive driving. Tell us about the upcoming course.
So on September 13th, from 5:30 to 9:30, and September 15th from 12:30 to 4:30. Both of these are the 4-hour courses. They're free to attend, but you need to register ahead of time, and you need to have had the 8-hour class before that. So if you have any questions, you can call the non-emergency police department with that, or if you can't find that number, you can always call City Hall and they'll just connect you to the right people. But
All
it's
right.
really a good class to take.
Yeah, and I think might offer some help on your insurance rates if you take those classes too. So think about that as well. To Public Works we go, and you're going to see a lot of activity around the city around fire hydrants. What happens at this time of the year?
Well, they have to jet and flush the hydrants. Now, what that means is they'll come and they'll open up the valves and all this water flows into the street, which I thought was ridiculous, and asked them why they didn't use it to water the lawns. And they said, well, that pressure, it would kill all the grass that isn't already dead from the drought. So you'll see that happening around the city. They do that to make sure that when they need that water pressure and when they need that water for a fire, it actually works. And so we'll be seeing a lot of that. Seems like a waste of water, but really it all goes back into the system and it isn't wasted, but they have to do that. So they'll be busy doing that.
Yes, that'll be coming up here. All right, to the roads we go, give you an update on a few projects happening around the city. First of all, the big 2023 infrastructure improvement project. How is that coming along?
Well, that final layer of asphalt will be put on the streets in late September. I'm sorry I don't have the exact coordinates where that's going to be, but if it's in your neighborhood, you know where it is. So we have to wait. They put all that stuff down, it has to cure a bit, but late September, you'll get that final wear coat on there.
Next corner to look at is 42nd and Boone, Gettysburg, that whole stretch. A lot of people probably wanting to know what's happening there, but can't drive up there to take a look. So Mayor, you can take a look. Tell us what's going on.
Well, it seems like once you get into New Hope, you just can't get out.
Right.
It's not easy to get in. So that intersection is still closed. It will be closed until early October. They're doing all kinds of extra work. They've also blocked off a couple of the streets going north. That would be Zealand and I think Aquila. They just don't want people cutting through those quiet neighborhoods. So there's a lot of road construction going on. Find a way to get around that.
And the final thing that happens on the roads here at this time of the year is the seal coating and fog seal. So how is that going along?
Well, that's going really well. They put the fog seal down now, and the next thing they'll do is any traffic striping that needs to be done. So you'll see that guy out there doing that little traffic striping thing that goes on.
All right.
Just a little note about the closures on 169. They're doing evening closures. We'll talk about that a little bit later too, but I want people to just keep that in mind.
Very good. Let's move ahead to Park and Rec, talk about some of the fun things that are coming up. And here's one for some of the older residents of New Hope. It's back. Don't it make you wonder? Is coming back once again. What's the next topic?
It is. It's the first one is going to be September 20th. Of course, it's at Crystal Community Center. It's from 10 to 11:30, and the topic is the wonders of Yellowstone Park. So lots and lots of pictures. We'll have a guy come in and talk about Yellowstone. And Yellowstone was actually the first park like that in the world. So it's kind of a big deal.
Yes.
And Yellowstone was a real big deal. So if you get a chance, come to that. It's $3. That gets you coffee and a donut and an hour and a half talk and pictures.
All right. Sounds like a great event. Let's talk about maybe not one of the most fun things Park and Rec has to be dealing with now is that's the trees. And how is the tree replacement from the Emerald Ash Borer going?
Oh my goodness. 1,325 trees have been removed at this point. And this is the trees that are on the right of ways and the parks and the golf course. And they're down, and they'll continue to take trees down as long as they can. Of course, it costs a lot of money to do this, and we run out of money, we have to stop for the year. They'll start doing the replacement trees pretty quick now. They have to wait for the weather to get just a little bit cooler. They'll replace as many as they can on the boulevards first. Again, when they run out of time, they'll continue with that in the spring. So if you have a tree in your yard, though, we are talking about maybe some program to help people with that. Maybe a loan program, a grant program. We're not really sure. We're just talking about that. But if you've got a tree in your yard and it looks like it's going to fall on your neighbor's house, you might want to think about taking it down. Meantime, we're still going out with our can of orange paint. When I say we, it's the forester, it's not me.
Right.
Going around with this can of orange paint, marking the trees that need to come down on the public lands. He's also available to talk to you about a tree that's on your private land. So you can call City Hall, ask for the forester, you'll get a hold of Sean Markham, and he'll be able to help you.
Very good. All right, to the golf course we go once again. Let's talk about an event coming up that's got a fun name, Chicks with Sticks. What is that?
Chicks with Sticks. It's women playing golf. So the Rotary has this big golf tournament every year, and it's $185 to play. Well, a lot of times women don't want to pay that much, and their companies aren't paying for that. So I had this bright idea to have this tournament called Chicks with Sticks. So guys can play if they're willing to wear a skirt. It's on the 22nd of September, or I'm sorry, the 30th of September at our golf course. We have 10 o'clock to 11:20 tee times, and it's $35. It'll include a golf and lunch and some really silly prizes. So if you haven't signed up, you can do that. You can either do that at the golf course by just filling out the form, or you can pick up a flyer at the golf course and fill it out and send it in. So that's what's happening at the golf course with that tournament.
Excellent. Fall leagues as well. Let's talk about that. This is a time of the year that a lot of people say is their favorite time to golf. So why not get in a league?
Well, it should be cooler, but it isn't quite yet. But so the fall leagues have started, but then there's also a lot of open golf in the fall too. So this is a real busy time for the golf course. There's also a crime prevention tournament, and this is a night tournament, and that's going to be on the 29th of September. And those night tournaments are kind of fun. They give you a little thing around your neck that glows and a ball that glows in the dark. So it doesn't matter what you score because you can hardly see where the ball is, let alone where it's going. But that's a nice fundraiser for the Crime Prevention Fund.
Very neat. Let's head over to the ice arena to talk about a few things happening there. The first one is some of the training continues on, and we've talked about this special training for goaltenders. They're going to be ready for the season, aren't they?
They are. So it's called attitude goaltending. I don't know what that means exactly, but they seem to have a lot of practice with that. Also, the youth hockey is having a free Hockey for Free day on September 23rd from 3:30 to 4:30. They'll provide the skates and helmets for the kids, what they want, and it is free. And they want the kids to get a taste of what hockey feels like. You have to register for that. You could do it a couple ways. You can call the phone number on the screen, which is at the ice arena, or you can go into Armstrong Cooper Youth Hockey, and then slash, sign up for, I think it's the MITE you want to sign up for, the MITE registration, but you need to register your child for this. It's a real big hit. The kids just love it, and it is a free day for them.
All right, chance to get out there and try out that ice. Let's move ahead to the finance department. We have a new staff person to tell the city about, and this person works hard behind the utility bill scene.
Well, you get everybody that has a home gets a utility bill for water, and we lost our utility clerk. She moved to a different city to work. So her name is Chrissy. She'll be actually stationed at City Hall. She was at the other one was at the Public Works building. So this one will be at City Hall. She's also available to call if you have a question. So you can call City Hall, tell them you want the utility clerk, Chrissy, and Chrissy will be able to help you with your problems. Fantastic. She comes with a whole bunch of really good background on this. She's done this before, so we're really excited to have her.
Welcome to her to the city. Couple final notes to pass along here on the city's website. Again, newhopemn.gov. You'll see information about Highway 169. You mentioned it earlier, Mayor. And again, a lot of people wondering how things are moving along. So that would be an article to look at.
Well, they've put up the middle support. They put the things on top, and now what they have to do is put the road on top of the grading on top.
Right.
And to do that, it takes a lot of equipment, so they have to close 169 down, and they'll close that down from 94 to almost 49th, I think. So there won't be any traffic there at all, just to keep people off that road. So they will be closing it from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And we don't really have the dates, so you need to go online and look at that. So that would be at MnDOT under / Highway 169, Plymouth, New Hope, and you'll be able to get some update on when it's going to be closed. The best idea is just avoid that altogether until we get that all sorted out.
Right. Find a separate route. Final note to pass along, the city survey. We want to find out what people are thinking about the city services. And you're saying that people, again, continue to go online, newhopemn.gov/survey. Again, why is this so important for the city?
Well, we look at every single one of them. We look at how you're rating the city, the comments you give us, what you think we could do better, what you think we shouldn't do at all. Any comments you have at all, they all get read, they get recorded, they get sent to the appropriate department so we can do something about them if it makes sense to do that. So you have until the 1st of October. You can go online under newhopemn.gov/survey, get the survey there, or if you still have it, when you got your utility bill, fill it out that way. If all else fails, go into City Hall, they'll give you a survey, you can fill it out right there, put it in the little box. You have until the 1st of October to do that.
Great. Lots of ways to get feedback from the residents. Well, Mayor, thanks once again for your time today, for bringing us up to date on things in the city of New Hope. And we will look to see you again soon for more updates.
Okay. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.